he was already playing it and having a lot of success with it. So this is a menace. Like, I think when you give bat to Heroic, you got to think of this Wisper bat. It might be coming, and now it came. So good luck to Shopify.
I mean, look at I look at the draft here, and everything on Heroic actually just makes sense to me. Like, you've got a really early tempo that you can make with the Chen, the massive Serpent Ward, this Batrider, and this Ember Spear. Like, all these heroes are going to be looking to play active early on.
Yeah.
And Shopify are going to have to find a way to deal with this. And we saw the Monkey King for the PL matchup yesterday, and it was impossible for this PL, right? Like, every time they were just ganking, he'd be in a tree, boundless strike from the fog, and you know exactly which PL you need to kill. And
I'm looking at the, you know, Heroic core players, and they're all master tiers on their heroes. The master tier Ember, master tier Monkey, master tier Bat. So these guys went for the comfort zone, and you know, what I like to see is Hellscream back on the bench. I mean, he's really good on this hero. He had a really rough game yesterday, but it was much more related to, you know, the draft and whatnot. I like the adjustments that were made by Shopify. I think yesterday the drafts were, I don't want to say that they were a little bit weak, but they were definitely risky, and they paid a hard price for it. Today, I think it's much more stable.
I also like the Vailama on Axe. I think it's one of his better heroes that we've seen. And I mean, Axe is just generally pretty strong, and giving him something that he can either like stay static in the lane, like by cutting, and then like let this Lishrak roam, and that's really where this hero is going to shine. But it shouldn't do too bad against the Monkey King. Hope, like, you're like, Chen's not like the most impressive support. Like, he also wants to play greedy. Bottom lane, Teamato now in some trouble as Schofield and Wisper just going to try and run him down. Couple more auto attacks, a smoldering resin. It adds up.
Yeah, they're just abusing the early stats. Like Rasta, these are heroes that are really high armor, really high damage. They're right from the get-go in the level 1, and that's why you see them trading so hard.
I mean, Batrider has like the highest base HP of like almost any hero in the game. It's one of the highest.
As a range hero, which is really, you know, like kind of counterintuitive. So, but you know, Wisper is a specialist. He knows exactly, like, he knows all the little things about that. And he no, and this back to this Monkey versus Axe matchup, like it was mentioned by the caster directly. So this matchup has changed. It is much more even now. Monkey doesn't dominate Axe as easily as it used to.
I feel like that's been like a trend in general for a lot of offlaners. Like, you think back to the days of like you would pick heroes like Ursa or Lifestealer or the Monkey King into certain matchups, and they would just absolutely dominate. And it's just, that has kind of gone away a little bit.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, you see the bottom lane. It is rough for the TL, and I think it's only gonna get rougher. I see that Wisper went Arsonist. Like, he also could have went for Stoked. So this is the decision you have to make when you play core bat. You play on the, you know, on your spell basically, or you play on your right clicks.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for the right click option, which is definitely gonna pay off later on in the game. A little bit less laning presence, but he's not gonna mind that much.
Both work well with the Boots of Bearing build that he loves to go, and I think last time I saw him do this, he did go the Arsonist. It got nerfed a little bit in terms of its damage potential to buildings early on, but I think overall it's still very strong, and we'll see what he ends up getting accomplished with it. But
it is. I think, I was going to talk about the today matchup actually. That's like another one of the classic. Where I think the mid lane is kind of funny right now. It's quite stable. The spirits are regular champions on the meta. It's another dead even matchup. Like, we've seen a lot of these. Like, both players know these heroes like in and out, like whether they play with it or against it. And Storm is under a little bit of pressure, so the next water doesn't matter a lot, but he's just shooting.
This game is so dead, doesn't even stand a chance. Just a few napalm stacks, the shackles out from Schofield. And so the Storm Ember, it's kind of similar to what we, well, hold on. I was, you know, maybe we'd see a break in the action bottom, but no, they're just going to continue to put damage into this PL. 13 wand charges, so.
No, Bat is a lane dominator, and PL is definitely not a hero that can deal with it. Like, he used to be a corner, because Bat used to only play on like sticky, but now you have the innate, you can right click without sticky, you don't really need to keep adding them. You can play with Flame Break, you can play with the Firefly if you need to, you're universal. Lots of things change, so this matchup definitely is much
He's just soloing him. He has no doppelganger for 3, one more auto attack has to pop the stick, but he still dies. 1 second, a split second honestly, before that doppelganger could have come out.
This Bat's going to be auto control, because he's going to be able to 1v2 them very soon.
Yeah, and I was going to say mid lane, the matchup early on is going to be Ember favor. The new change to how this chain gang works, like you're able to shackle much more easily on the Storm in the lane, but you also just max out your Flame Guard. So you're going to be able to shove the lane faster, you can dodge out Remnant reliably, and then you're really just playing for the level 6.
I really like what Heroic have going in the laning phase and how the game is gonna develop. On Shopify, they're gonna hit like some crazy teamfight times. They come later, and so far, what we've seen in this group stage is whoever gets the earliest like tempo and timing gets to really control the game, and it's up to them whether they, you know, play it clean enough to win or actually kind of throw it back in the enemy side.
Well, right now they are having a great time in the lane, 0 and 3, with the PL really struggling. So I was gonna need a lot of space being made here. Mid lane Analog gonna get a little bit aggressive onto Yopaj, trying to bait the Remnant out, but won't get it. Good fort on the wave actually to try and get some denies in, but doesn't quite matter. Doesn't make too much of a difference, it seems.
No, lanes are quite stable, except for the bottom lane that is like kind of going out of control. Yeah, Scorpion is running his time, watching Timato suffer, but you know, I guess like another big loss on the bottom lane is that this fork really enjoys being he likes like, you know, being aggressive, getting levels, getting targeting the Black Grimoire. He's getting none of that. He's just trying to salvage, you know, TL's laning presence, and it's almost impossible to do so. That's just too strong.
Yeah, once he has the max points in Napalm, it's gonna get really scary.
Yeah.
Level 6 for Analog. He's gonna be able to dodge out some of the damage. Does he finish the job? The impale hits. He dies first on Yopaj. He's still gonna be denied that XP, but a 1-for-1 trade in mid and top lane. Yuma gonna use this time to get aggressive on the Divine Llama, pushes him out of the lane.
Yeah, he's also going for a Vanguard on the axe. So
yeah.
He really wants to be able to lane her now. Has been denied by the Warlock. Really clutch kill by the Ember. It was a really nice stun by the Letrak. Would have been pretty bad if he couldn't, you know, get the kill on the Ember. That would have just been like, big comeback for the Storm, but luckily he got the trade.
KJ gonna be playing his Chen, which he's so good at this hero, and he's gonna have a great time, especially when you have an active mid laner making some space, and they'll use this to try and look for hell screen. There's a huge jungle camp. Somehow Analog gets the kill with Burn instead of any of these creeps, and he's gonna use this time to try and farm up these ancients, but he also wants to try and be healthy enough to play for the wisdom rune. So
this is something that Heroic is really good at. Like, they always look to contest the enemy wisdom. This is the trademark at this point. This is the one team that is they just keep doing that. We're gonna see a big fight here coming.
It's gonna be a little sketchy. A Storm is nearby Yuma. He needs to get the Jingu stack if he wants to be able to contest this, but there's the call out from Divine Llama. He makes it inside of the range here. Yuma does get his Jingu stacks, trying to survive on the backside, but he is gonna eventually burn down an Analog toe-to-toe here with Divine Llama. Cannot do it. They end up losing their carry Monkey King, and now they might lose KJ as well here on the Chen. Well, bottom lane, we're having a solo kill potentially here from Wisper as he gets the lasso, so yeah. You end up losing both carries across the map, but you do get the Wisdom Shrine for Shopify.
Yeah, big overcommitment by Heroic. I like the fact that they were looking to contest, but I think they, and I've seen them I think they won so many games doing that, but they really need to like find the balance with your aggression and just kind of realize when, you know, enemies are ready. Because at this point, people come ready. Like in these tournaments, you know that if I know about this, that obviously Shopify does. So they will be ready, and they're only gonna contest if they know they're strong enough to do so. After Heroic to, you know, tone down the aggression and just back on when they feel like they've invested enough heroes to do so.
Nice shackles out here from Scoville just to stop the rune contest. He might give up his life for this, but Analog, he gets a really big rune. It's going to be an arcane. Can't do much with it as of right now.
Whisper Batman, Whisper Bat, it has started. Timato is suffering, like, he's feeling the pain. I mean, I was talking about it before the game even started. Like, he's seen it happen on his side, but today he's on the wrong side of the fence, unfortunately.
I mean, he's so over-farmed, but now he's going to find another kill here on the Scatter. I mean, he used his Grimoire to get level 6, hoping maybe to find a fight with it. Instead, donating money.
Every level on this bat's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's the drums, so he's all into the pressure.
He has the Boots of Bearing, like almost completed.
Almost, yeah. He's gonna go. It looks like he's gonna go Blink before that, but just the drums, like getting a drums that early in the game when you're such a menace, it's gonna make it almost impossible to kite him.
Yeah.
He will get you wherever you're trying to run. Like wherever you run, he'll find you.
TP scouted there on the Storm. They know defense being mounted here from Shopify, so they will back away.
Yeah, Chen doesn't have his level 6 yet, so he might want to get the sustain option to hard to fight. It is a little bit scary to fight into the Warlock, which is also the reason why Warlock was picked as a reaction to Chen. Is one of the best counteractive. Just dies to the thermal bombs and the overwhelming teamfight presence.
Yeah, well, they found Tomato. They have a lasso. I don't even think they're going to commit it. We'll see. Phantom Rush actually cut a little bit short. Hellstream does TP in, but the shackle comes out. There's going to be a Wukong command, and your left rack will also be another casualty here in this bottom lane. Meanwhile, Analog zoning out Shopify here on his own in the jungle, looking for Scam. Doesn't quite have the damage alone.
Yeah, Tomato having a really rough one, man. He's 0-5-0 cooldown. He actually has the TP ready. He's farming TP.
They have shadows. They might go for lasso here. Definitely try. They have a centaur stop to follow it up. Oh my god. The pain continues here.
Yeah. This is a Wisper BATRIDER. I guess I was gonna say masterclass, but no, this is actually pretty standard.
You're like, this is just, you know, normal day in the office for Wisper.
It is actually a normal day in the office for him. I've seen this happen so many times.
Yeah. Massive Serpent Ward now online. This means your towers do not stand a chance at survival.
The rock is still ready, so you know there is a fighting back potential from Shopify if they want to get out.
Really want to take down this ward before it gets the tower, but it just takes way too long to do. He does have the heal, but it's not enough. Great burst damage in from Hellstream as well. The Serpent Ward? No, dude, there's no way it killed the Storm, right? Okay, very close, but Schofield is gonna get picked off for this play as well.
Okay.
Right, good play from Shopify, good defense.
Kills and good adaptation to the Shrek. I don't know if you noticed, but he's actually not skipping Edict completely. He's showing like a different style of playing Shrek support. So obviously when you see +4 Shrek, you think of the Edict max.
Yeah.
And he goes for max E with the levels of stun, which makes sense. You know, he doesn't want to get close to the Ember. He's gonna buy a Blade Mail. He doesn't want to get close to the Monkey, and let alone the BATRIDER. So
yeah.
Nice,
I mean,
nice
he changes his facet entirely as a result, right? So we're not seeing the misanthropy. Right?
Yeah.
He can do damage to the buildings later on, but I like the spell damage just coming out from the hero at the moment.
It's good. It's good. Makes sense.
Dude, I just saw where the Phantom Lancer was on the net worth, and that is soul crushing.
Oh, it is. It really is. I guess we're lucky we just checked now, because I haven't checked earlier, but it could have been lower, because, you know, like, on the back of another is the best. Like,
yeah.
He's like 200 gold ahead from being like the bottom two, you know, so like, farm these creeps, man, because
observers like hiding it, like, I swear it's not as bad as it seems, guys.
You do not want to see that picture.
Amplified damage picked up there from Yopaj, gets caught from the shackle, and now Schofield comes in. Golan's gonna get off, but can't cancel. They will be able to bail out, but there's another follow-up. The lasso from Wisper as he joins them in the mid lane. Yuma and friends in pursuit here. They will go right up onto the high ground. Another chain to lock down the Leshrac. A 3-for-0. Now the Golem to boot. Another 100 gold for Analog.
Pretty cool build by the Monkey also. Like, I haven't seen that in a while. Like, he went Echo Saber and he's going Deso next, so full on the aggression.
It's really good minus armor game.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. As well with the Ember. I mean, he just wants to play on the tempo of his Bat, Ember, and Chen now. These heroes really enjoy the aggression.
Yeah.
There is the Chen Rasta combo we talked about. Like, people might not know, but the Penitence works on the Rasta ward. It is like a weird mechanic.
Oh no, Yuma's found him. The Echo Saber solo started to stay on top of Yuma, but nice body block from Tomato. The chains are there. He's got nowhere to go. They're just playing so aggressive in Wisper now, just pressuring the Storm Spirit. Does not have lasso, but forcing out as they force out the blink reveal from Divine Llama. That hurts. Does not manage to connect on this.
They see the Warlock. They want to get Monkey stacks.
There's just no way he survives this one. He's trying his best to run away, but Yuma continuing to farm, now takes the top net worth position. Yeah, Heroic is playing really well this game, honestly. Like, everything about, like, the laning phase has been really strong, the rotation has been strong. Despite the over-aggression they had on the Wisdom Rune, which again was on their initiative. So, you know, I don't look at it as being a bad play. It was actually a really good play that they just, you know, they overplayed their hand, basically, but pretty impressive, you know, pace that they're setting this game. To be fair, like, that Wisdom Rune play also goes very different if Yuma got his Shigu stack. Yeah. Because if he did, he would have Boundless Strike to reset his health pool. True. Very true.
Radiant are scanning. Dire are scanning.
Quite the lead at the moment. Not insurmountable, right? It's at 5,014 minutes. Yopaj has an amplified damage rune. He's still doing relatively okay. So is the Axe. Yeah, they're getting the gold soon. You know, Axe has a blink. Okay. They have tools. Yeah, that is the mechanic.
It's a level 1 penitent, so it's gonna get much better. You're basically gonna, like, imagine the 84 on this point is already scary enough. It can look really stupid later on in the game.
Yeah, but we were wondering exactly what we're referencing. The Shaman Ward, so it is actually fast. They will finally get Wisper. A nice commitment bottom coming through, I think, the twin gate. Let's get one more call, but they're all here.
Absolutely no way to survive this one. It was a really big kill. That was a 7-0 streak on BATRIDER that went into the axe. It's definitely the hero, I mean, along the storm, that are going to be able to maybe bring the game back through their teamfight presence. That gets him much closer to the Blade Mail. Very important versus Battle Monkey.
I mean, the Monkey build being so aggressive as well, like, Blade Mail from Axe actually does a lot of work.
You know, the Monkey decided to not play the scaling game, which, I mean, I understand, I like it. This is definitely a lineup that can just, you know, close the game really early. You have this bat, you have to think about the bat shard that might come at a point. With the Arsonist facet, this bat pushes extremely fast once she gets the shard.
Yeah, you kind of just wait. It's not something you need to buy early, right? You go back for it eventually once you're feeling like you're strong enough to go for the buildings. But like you said, the moment it's online, your buildings are done.
Yeah, that's right. With the Deso Monkey, the Bat Arsonist, the Rasta Ward, Concrete, they can end the game really early.
So we managed to get to the defusal timing here from Tomato, and he is starting to kind of creep himself back into the game.
Yeah.
He's still got a long way to go. But
just starting up.
Yeah.
Just above the chat. But you know, it is PL. It is PL. This hero plays for the late game anyway.
Yuma managed to find Scepter on the bottom side of the river, trying to TP out, but too much damage. Does he have the Deso done? Not quite yet. Oh, almost. Okay. Storm Spirit trying to get away from Wisper here, going all the way to the enemy tier 4s just to guarantee he's not getting lassoed here.
But just drew like a big arrow on the map. He wants people to connect to him, and he wants to
like, get this tower, guys. He's like, where's my Shaman Ward? Get over here.
I want the tier 2 to die.
I mean, this is the benefit of the hero. Shaman Ward will, even though it's level 1, like any way to tank the creep wave, so that like the tower just doesn't kill it. It will kill the tower eventually.
Yeah, it is really strong. It's an absurdly strong facet, and he gave up on a little bit of laning presence, but it didn't matter at all as they destroyed the bottom lane. And now he's just happy to have this mass Serpent Ward.
Monkey King disguised up as a melee creep trying to scout behind the tower, but the whole Chen army, he's going to lose the skeletons here, which hurts a little bit, right? A little bit extra bonus damage for pushing, but they're actually not even going to need to commit the Serpent Ward for this.
They're overcommitting a little bit for the tower, I feel like, because I mean, they might not have info, obviously we're just watching with map hack, but Shopify has nobody even here, so they're going to look now to kind of even out the map, push out the lanes that they were not able to do so earlier, and we'll have to see what their next move is.
So Shopify, they see the Monkey King come top. They know he cannot be anywhere else, so they're going to smoke across the river here, see if they can run into Heroic.
But the same movement happens.
And the Blink that Wisper is there. It's not to bail him out, but there's going to be the Wukong command on top of this city chain holding down for the moment. But Llama in some trouble. There's going to be the lasso for him even further. Aegis actually picked up from Yopaj. Get him to safety, but maybe not these other heroes. Aegis. Consume. Jackal here onto the Storm as Schofield is doing his best to get away from these heroes. Boundless Strike does connect onto Tomato. He's trying to get up onto the Hydra to get away, but that's actually falling low, and Yopaj will finish the job. Surgeon's here from the analog. Health locked down Tomato long enough for the kill, and now Schofield, he's trying his best to heal. He has a Hex to follow this one up. They need to clear the creep wave. He does have a haste. They managed to get the chase. They get the kill.
Very nice.
Oh my
Very
goodness.
nice.
That Chen Hand of God.
Yeah, amazing like spell usage by Heroic. Very good use of the new Monkey facet, the changing of the guard.
So good.
He looked very dead, but the fact that he's able to just disappear and reappear at another location in the Wukong's command just changed everything. He had Aegis, obviously, so he was playing on the back of that, but it delayed his death enough so that they could trade much more kills.
And he's just going to turn that fight into 8 Deso charges as well, which just feels so good.
Look at him, look at him now. With the Thunderbolt, he was gonna die right here. But he just disappears and appears like somewhere else. Very confusing to play against.
Yeah, when you're like playing inside the Wukongs like this and you know your team's there to back you up, it just makes it so hard to commit on a Monkey King.
Yeah, it's funny how Dota evolves over the years, because between that and the Shard, Monkey becomes such an evasive hero. It's really hard to deal with him in the team fights. You gotta lock him down. A little bit like a PL, you know, they self team out with all medicine here.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, like, Shopify in this fight, you do see Yopaj getting a lot done on the Storm Spirit. He managed to get 2 kills.
He's
but
owning with the network that he has.
Yeah.
He's got so much impact from the Storm. Oh, the Vailama doesn't seem too, you know, too phased.
He's not too worried.
He's actually having fun. That's good. It's good to have fun whether you win or lose.
Yeah.
Who's not having fun right now is Timato. He needs a little bit more time for the fun to kick in. Like, he's 0-6, 0-7 PL. He's had a really rough game, but he is a very good PL player, like good carry player in general. So if they're able to give him the space, he's gonna need a decent amount of it, but if they are able to make it happen, he can carry his team on his back.
I see the Radiance build for Analog, which pretty sick against heroes like Phantom Lancer. It's very common, right? Anytime you see a Phantom Lancer, that's someone's like big, something like a Radiance. Shiva is also a great tool later on. For now, that Radiance burn plus just the amount of AoE damage that this Ember brings is pretty good at handling this this hero. I kind of like that they're still concerned about his eventual scaling and that they're not like just ignoring him and going something else.
It's correct. I mean, these are not bad items by any means on Ember. I think you're happy to buy Radiance in almost any game. So now that you're playing and you're far ahead enough, you know, he can get away with it, no problem. It's not gonna feel bad at all. And, you know, he has a Monkey that's playing really active with, you know, kind of semi-carry item build. When you go Echo Saber, Death, so BKB, that's, you could definitely be more greedy. We see Monkeys go for Battle Fury, Maelstrom, Radiance. I like the balance that they're finding between each others. Wisper went back for Dragonlance too, so he's also, you know, kind of slowly transitioning into scaling, which on this map, a little greedy scary. Like, we haven't seen that many bad core, like core BATRIDERs, but I think this hero on core is broken. Like, it's gonna get to the stage where you're gonna see some really stupid stuff. Like, the way heroes are gonna die if he's allowed to hit those buildings is really unheard of.
Yeah, once this hero gets, because like the thing is like there's like this really early power spike in the lane, and then we saw like these last couple of fights, he's still contributing a ton with just simply Blink Lasso, and we're not even seeing the full damage potential that's like you said can come out for this hero. Once he has BKB, like a Pike, the Hurricane Pike is such a game changer for Corbat as well.
The fun's gonna start like much later actually.
It's I'm really hoping we get to see it. You know,
which showcases why this hero is really viable. The problem is he's too good on both, you know, like he's super good on support and super good on court.
Yuma solo kill here in the bottom lane, finding the Warlock.
Yeah, it's not fun to play Warlock Mana Woods versus Monkey Deso. Like, it's basically just like you just have to not meet him.
Hellscreen actually getting scouted here. Yopaj will find Yuma, they get the tree. He has the BKB, found this right here. He need to get out of here. Fortunately, he's on the wrong side of the tree line, but he will look for Hellscreen. Yeah, get out of this one. Work for a little bit, but it's just the damage.
It's too much, and Yuma went for the 3 dance cast range, so he understands that at this point they're just gonna chase him down everywhere. So he's gonna value the mobility over the scaling, which makes a lot of sense.
I like the Vailama and Yopaj are sticking down here, just seeing if someone's gonna overextend, because they have a lot of kill threat between the two of them.
Yeah, the Vailama going for Lotus Sword, which is gonna, you know, a really good item versus the Rasta, the BATRIDER, and the Ember Spirit, so I like the pickup.
We haven't seen a tournament Serpent yet, right? Like, no. I thought they might with like Serpent Ward and Chen Army, but
they're prioritizing the pressure, but
they can do it whenever they want.
Actually, no, wait a second. It is actually good. They got it somehow. I think they missed it.
Build. Gets the hex. Serpent Ward out. Nice call from the Vailama though. They will just go ahead and finish this
you deserve nothing.
As Wisper just took off running. He's like, I don't want any of this heat. You know, I'm out, baby.
You deserve nothing. Voice line is like, yeah, well, he got a lot though. You know, I'm looking at his team. I'm looking at the lead. I'm looking at the map. He got a lot, man. But that is one of the benefits of playing Agri versus Rasta. You don't get, you know, no foul play shenanigans. You just catch him, kill him.
Yeah.
Clean.
We gotta play more Axe. Maybe that's the deal. Okay, they actually know about this amplified damage being picked up from Yopaj, so Heroic might play a little bit on the back foot here until they get their Shaman back.
like the instant smoke idea, they're trying to snowball, you know, one guy down, try to outnumber, but Heroic didn't fall for the trap. They just showed a lot of discipline, backed off completely, and did not give them anything. So the next objective is going to be Roche. It's alive in the bottom pit again.
That was a fast spawn.
Yeah, they have good heroes to get it too. You might see a smoke coming from Heroic if they want to, like, you know, get a kill and transition it into Roche.
Certainly looks like it. They are all sitting at that tier 2. There it goes. So smoke's out. Shaman's Ward is not available, and neither is the Hand of God. I think they're somewhat close, but scouting out them with the Centaurs have a pretty good read now on where Shopify are.
There's a BKB on the Storm, so if they go on him, they have to make sure they chain stun him, and it might be hard with the
maybe farm at a safer area, but the smoke does end up catching him. And now Roshan makes his trek to the top side of the map, which is exactly where Heroic happened to be.
It's hard. I mean, to be like, everybody's talking about PL. I've seen a lot of PLs now, and not one has looked good yet, honestly. Like, I'm not feeling yet the power of this hero, so, you know, maybe it's been figured out, maybe we're too late to the party, and it's been played in scrims a lot, you know, and there was already a lot of expectations.
BKB from Wisper, he's not afraid of Yopaj. He's looking to maybe pressure the storm, but he will just go ahead and run down Skem. The other side of the fight's Violama's going to get caught out in the ball. He could chase this most likely aggressively. Wisper's in there with him as well, and now Hellscream trying to offer one support, but there's just too much damage. Heroic not only find 3 heroes, they get the Roshan as the Serpent Ward soloed it.
It's absurd, though.
What a ridiculous spell. Yopaj will find Serpent here. BKB for this. He does have the foul play shard to heal from the Hand of God. It's a lot to commit. Does he have the damage? Yopaj has no TP. He's dead for this.
I mean,
that hurts.
It's probably not worth it, but at this point, it feels like he's the only one to be able to set up anything. Like, we haven't really seen the impact of the axe yet, because everything came kind of too late. The laning phase was a little bit rough. Obviously, the PL is having the game that we know he's having, but it's been just Yopaj, you know, trying to, like, save the game for Shopify, but he's got too much of a weight on his shoulders right now.
There is a ton
Radiant's middle tower is
damage coming out from those Monkey Kings. He's just literally going to shoot only damage. Like, he has BK now Dateless completed, and it's good, or almost completed. Sorry, I thought he had it on the courier, but he's on his way to the Demon Edge. So
I mean, you know, the Chen has a mech, he has a pipe, Hand of God. Like, he's making him super sustainable and super tanky. So I like this concept. It's very good.
Yeah, it's a cool build. It's just not something we see often, but I appreciate it for sure.
You know, like, he knows his hero in and out. Like, he's that's the thing with the hero spammers, is like they can unscript themselves whenever they feel like they just know all the ways to play the hero.
Yeah, I mean, they're such a good Monkey King team for that very reason. Like, they have a couple of people that are master tier on this.
Yeah, Analog also very comfortable with the hero, so it's a strong pick for them, definitely.
Ember Spirit here up on the high ground. KJ just continuing to scout with his army, honestly, and he's staying very farmed, has pipe and mech done, like you said, making people super tanky. Yuma hitting his level 20 talent now, so he's going to be very happy to have this.
The only question, I guess, is like, when is Heroic going to feel strong enough to just break the high ground?
I think that it's probably now. I think they're maybe waiting for Wisper's next item, because I know he was working on
top tower has fallen.
His BKB.
Actually. He just finished the pike. He has the BKB.
Yeah, the pike is huge. Daedalus now done. Like, it's got to be soon.
Yeah, it's got to be soon. I agree. They're gonna give the Wisdom Shrine to the BATRIDER for the level 3 lasso, and then we're probably gonna see a transition to the high ground.
Dire structures are fortified.
All right, banner is down. You've got the army of skeletons. This Serpent Ward is going to just chunk this tower. A Death Zone just make it that much easier. This is, it's really up to Shopify to figure out how they can even approach this at this point, because they're still pushing on the other side of the map now. Here to the Monkey King. They will pull him back to last. He needs help in battle with the shackles. The Hex, rather, to continue to lock it down. Left's going to TP back in. They're going to play back now. Has to find this fight. There's going to be the shackles. Analog gets called out from Dylana. The Wukong command. He's able to zone them on. Really nice solo. Goldfield in some trouble here, thanks to this fatal bar. So they're going to go in for more. Yopaj with BKB going to try to finish the job. And with this, Heroic is out. weird trade, but on it, or I guess a 3 for 2 with the buyback, but a really good hold from Shopify.
Yeah, very nice stun from Hellscream. He actually got a triple stun on the Lash. I mean, I think the Monkey had the BKB on, so maybe did not get clipped by the stun, but that was very detrimental to Heroic. Like that with the follow-up from the Golem. They do have, a lot of AoE damage on Heroic, not to be underestimated. And keep in mind, I mean, all of that is basically without the PL. He's not online yet.
Yeah.
Has impact, but he's the one that's really gonna, he has a lot of space to take care.
Bottom lane, and they have Lasso, they do. Wisper unable to get it in time. Nice vortex from Yopaj to just buy in the space.
He also got Refresher next on the BATRIDER. Interesting.
He goes, yeah, I've seen him go refresh, yeah.
So yeah, he feels like they lack lockdown, which they kind of do. Nice pullback. Warlock dies, he's gonna have buyback, and keep your eyes on the Lash track, because it's gonna be the difference maker in this team fight.
It's wild too, because it looks like he was dead, like the moment he TP'd in. Really nice call.
Yeah, this turnaround here.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah, that's a really good stun.
Stun into the golem, into having to full disengage in Heroic.
I mean, this whole time you're kind of like hoping you're cleaning up the racks as well, and it's just not quite there. So the fact that Shopify managed to go somewhat even in this fight and still hold the racks is huge.
Yeah, it gives a lot of hope to how the game might go.
So we jump back into the live feed. We're going to see Tormentor top, and with this, should get this pretty easily.
So it's either going to be Bat or Monkey at this point, and goes for the Monkey. Probably the most useful one.
Yeah, it's just so good.
Yeah, it is amazing. Probably one, honestly, maybe top 3 in the game right now.
Yeah, having that extra mobility and the option to use it is so strong.
I'm quite impressed with how much Yopaj has been able to do this game. He's not I mean, he had a pretty tough one, honestly. I think like pretty early in the game we've seen, the Ember and the Heroic support dominate the river area, and despite that, this Storm has felt like a menace. Playing from behind the entire game, which is quite unusual.
Radiant are scanning.
This is smoke coming from Shopify. Is this read by Heroic?
I think they saw it. It was right on a ward there, right?
Oh, okay.
So they're reading this. It's a disaster for Shopify. They lose 3, and Wisper is not done. He's gonna finish the job here. Take down Hellscream. The team they're looking for.
Yeah, tip the chance, so much sustain, so much heals. It was really close, honestly. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort, I guess, for me, but this is probably why I'm casting in their ping. But they decided, and this isn't like, they were just banging him. I mean, you look at Duma's positioning, he's just, even smoked on the wall, he was just charging into them.
Yeah, you have to have so much faith in your Chen at that point, because it would have been close. Yeah. That was so close.
But that is how Dota's playing at the highest level. It's like game of inches, and if it wasn't, they would not have engaged the fight on Shopify, and they engaged because it was close.
Yeah. I mean, that was honestly the best chance you're going to have to make that type of play. And if it goes just 2% better and you do kill the Monkey King, you get the fight going your way.
It's a completely different story.
You're not Mega Creek right now, like Wisper goes in, gets the lasso out of the end, like this ball. Finishes the job here on the needs some help, he's dead. Now they look for the Wisper. Tomato's gonna try and get that kill to TP out. Will be successful just barely, as Analog will get the kill on Hellscream and TP to safety, and will be successful.
You take everything you can get at this point if you're Shopify, but unfortunately it's just not enough. I mean, the Monkey kill feels good. Everybody got out. They're not gonna have to play versus Mega Creeps. And not only that, but it is really scary when you play versus a Rasta and a BATRIDER, heroes that are exceptionally good at finding click-offs. You just, kind of have to fight back the creeps in full vision. You're always gonna be threatened by the jump.
So BATRIDER, he's got his refresher, and now looking Shivas. I was curious if he was going to go for the Aghanim scepter.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe he's going to go for a refresher and just CC all of Shopify on his own, but The Shiva's incredibly strong item this game for him as well.
Yeah, they're starting to look at the PL.
Yeah.
The PL got the heart. He's working onto the Orchid. You know, this is PL territory for sure. In terms of like item build, this is when you look at this here and you're like, yeah, let's.
Yeah, playing classic here on the BKB off the second lap. No. He can't get away with this. He gets away with it. Okay.
This Burrito, he's 19, 2, and 14, by the way. I'm just saying.
Just by the way, casual 19-2-14.
I'm just saying.
That's an arcade race. So those are going to be back off cooldown much faster than you'd expect.
20 seconds, actually. Yeah, absurdly fast.
Wow. Well, Udi's BKB when you can just double lasso people.
Yeah, and he has the talent also for it, so... Really solid game by Heroic so far, honestly. Like, it's not just the laning phase. It's, you know, the way they play, the way they close off the map, like this, the phase really at which they play. Quite impressive.
I'm going to try to clean up this creep wave. Just all of these summons. Wisper is just going to use this to drop that lasso once again. He finds Hell's Creep. Guarantee the lockdown.
I'm expecting to notice, because obviously that is something that, you know, stops the BATRIDER Offlane from killing their dogs, but as soon as that is on cooldown or used on somebody else, then they get a kill.
Yeah. Dota's just going to drop the Serpent Ward mid. He does get compound this strike here in from you. Push him back in the axe. He's just paper, man. He doesn't even stand a chance at this.
Now we see the bad starting to chip on the buildings. The push potential is absurd.
Tier 4 towers, not living long here. Saving grace that we doesn't have the axe art doesn't make it even faster. But Tomato gonna try and make his way back towards the fountain.